The constitutions of most of our states assert that all power is inherent in the people, that it is the right and duty to be at all times armed. I use these various sources to shape and help with information in my speech. They are AmericanRevival.org, Wikipedia.org, catb.org, and tasci.org. Hello, my name is Travis Williams, and today I'm here to talk to you about the government restricting our Second Amendment rights. The problem is the government infringing on our right to keep and bear arms. The solution would be making all the people for and against our government knowledgeable on what they are doing to restrict the rights that rightfully belong to the people of this great nation. The Constitution shall never be construed to prevent the people of the United States who are peaceful citizens from keeping their own arms. The Second Amendment states, "It is the right of the people to keep and bear arms, and that shall not be infringed." That last statement's interesting. Shall not be infringed. It seems more and more often today that the government is ignoring that last statement and corrupting our rights. The Second Amendment is the leading cause, is what is making our country what it is today. Our founding fathers did not want us to have to suffer through what they had to go through. No American should ever be stripped of their rights to keep and bear arms and to protect themselves from deranged criminals or a corrupt government, and it seems that the government is hindering our right to do that. In the Supreme Court case District of Columbia versus Heller, the District of Columbia passed the Firearms Control Regulation Act of 1975. In 2008, 6 individuals from the District of Columbia filed a lawsuit against this act, claiming it unconstitutional. This act stated that all residents were restricted from owning handguns, excluding those grandfathered in before 1975 and all active or retired law enforcement officers. This also included all firearms, rifles, and shotguns needed to be unloaded or disassembled or bound by a trigger lock. This law was later proven unconstitutional. These laws that the government keeps enforcing just spit in the face of what our founding fathers suffered for. No kingdom can be secured otherwise than by arming the people. The possession of arms is the definition between a free man and a slave. You might say, "I don't own a gun. This doesn't apply to me." That's wrong. I mean, it does apply to you. You shouldn't, just because you don't own a gun, think that a right doesn't matter. What if you can't speak? Does the First Amendment not apply to you? Of course it still does. People can say that it doesn't matter that they don't own a gun, but when your child gets held at gunpoint for ransom and you don't have a gun there to defend them and you end up calling the police and your child ends up dying because you called law enforcement and you brought them into this, what would you do? I mean, it's something that could be prevented from something so little. So I advise you to look into the subject, see if your state is a pro-gun state. And if they aren't, check and see what you can do to change that. And if your state representative doesn't agree with you, do something about it. Fighting for our right to bear arms is what's essential to this great nation and to keeping our friends and family protected. In conclusion, I just wanted to restate that the problem is the government infringing on our right to keep and bear arms, and our solution is making all the people for and against the government knowledgeable on what they are doing to restrict the rights that rightfully belong to the people of this great nation. As the great Benjamin Franklin once said, "Those who would give up essential liberties to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety." I hope I have persuaded you to go out and learn about your right to bear arms and keep your rights protected. Thank you.